Okay, so we're just having a bit of a look at the FT290R, and I've got a collection of quite a few of these, the 6 metre, 2 metre and 70 centimetre. This one's going to my old brother-in-law, Terry, over in South Australia, and I thought we'd just give it a bit of a run-up. And Terry's had a bit of bad luck with postage lately, things getting busted on the way through, so we said we'd get this insured for him as well. But no, it's a good idea to do a video, and to anybody sending equipment, it is a good idea to show it working so that you've got proof for Australia Post, which is not a bad idea. Terry came up with that idea. Okay, so let's go to FM simplex, and let's put I'm on squelch at the moment. Let's put some signal into it. Let's have a look here. Let's get off. Let's go to FM, would work a lot better. Now, I'm putting 5 microvolts into it, which is quite a bit of noise. Let's have a look. 0.5, it's just going over the squelch there, but we're hearing 0.5 a microvolt, minus 113 dBm, and they're not a bad receiver. I'm going to take it down to 0.158, just losing it, just hear it, but certainly 0.5 a microvolt, hearing it quite well. There was a couple of little front end kits you could do on these, which made them even better. They're not a bad receiver, but there was a little front end preamp kit, which I'm sure Terry, being in the kit business, probably knows exactly the one I'm talking about. But I can't remember the name of it now. Gee, back in the day, we all fitted them, but and mainly because we use these, we use the sideband side of it for Oscar 10, so we could sit there, you know, sort of in the smallest of increments, following the satellite down on 145 megs, and that was the thing about these little things. They were all mode, so they had a lot of different possibilities. They also had some memories that you could chuck in, and yeah, a nice little radio. Now, they did have these antennas. You'll see how that's sensitive at the moment because it's live. A lot of people changed that to a BNC socket. I don't know. Something that I've done with all the FT290s, 690s, and 790s, etc. Everything is here. We've put new displays in every one of them and new antennas on every one of them. And this one going over to Terry, we've done the same thing with most of the antennas get stuck. They don't like coming in and out very well. They have had a bit of a bend at some stage. We had a quantity of brand new displays and brand new antennas for these, so we've sort of fitted them all out. And if you need a display, not many left now, but certainly, you know, sing out to us. That's no problems. So now the amazing output. Let's get that generator off. That's better. And I've got a bit of noise coming through on this in this room at the moment. I think it's my LED light up here. Lovely thing. And you wait for the power. You ready for it? Now just hold on to your seat. It's going to be right here. 3.25 watts. Now let me show you in the other power position. I won't tell you what the other power position is just yet. I'll just flick it over. Low power, 0.25 a watt. These were just amazing, weren't they? Look, the thing about these, I'll go back into high power. I can just find the switch on the back of this thing. Come on, here it is. But yeah, they were about 3 watts. Some gave a little more, some gave a little less. But that was their FM carrier. Sideband. Let's have a look here. Hello, audio. Oh, I can't even whistle. It should, ideally, if I could whistle, get up to about 3 watts or so. So these were a QRP, but a lot of people ran them into amplifiers, and they were, you know, they were quite a great little unit. Now, the other thing too is, I'm just going to check something. I'll put you on pause for a second. So I just want to remind myself. Yeah, on the back you had a you could depower these down so that you basically had no lights, no nothing on. And I was just trying to I just had to quickly bring it around and have a look. And actually, it's not that hard to do to show you. On the back, they have here, as you can see, there's a lamp /off /battery noise blanker in the middle and high-low power. So and you can unlock and lock the cases there. One thing to be very careful of with these: negative on the internal pin, positive on the outer. I've seen many of these blown up to the point where even on the little cables we put little bits of red tape. We just don't want. They're a pain to fix. Yeah. So anyway, but so basically, I'll get that flat again with all this rubbish here. Ugh, jeez, this place is such a mess at the moment. Seriously. And then if we go to the top position, we get the light back on again. And this one, the meter's a bit, I mean, it's working fine on transmit and receive. I noticed it's a bit sort of, it takes a lot of output to make it work. Hang on, let's bring that over here. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. They're a bit of a backwards meter sometimes, yeah, it's really one of those ones where I've always thought strange, but it's just how they did it back in the day, I suppose. Terry, you might want to align the RX meter on this because, yeah, it seems super sensitive at the moment. Apart from that, let's have a look at the sideband. So sideband power, I think we checked before. 1 2. Hello. Hang on. Turn that generator off. 1 2 3 4 5. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting over 3 watts, so massive power. But the great thing is that, you had your simplex repeater shift. So you went in simplex there, repeater shift there, and to actually show this came out of South Australia. Have a look at this. Mid-North repeater up at the Bluff. So then you had the Adelaide Hills repeater, 5RAD, and Mid-North, Port Augusta, and so just a bit of information there that goes back to my old stomping ground back in South Australia. So yeah, anyway, but look, just squelch that there. Great little radios, the 290s. If you're trying to get into something that's all mode and you don't want to spend a lot of money, definitely you can obviously put a little RF amp on it if you want to pretty much take that 3 watts and turn it into whatever. With a lot of people just put little low 50 watt amps on them. They were readily available for not a lot of money. And they took 3 watts in and gave 30 to 50 watts out depending on the brand. Yaesu actually do one for the I've got one for the 6 and 2 meter which sit underneath it. It's a very nice looking amplifier, but they only do 30 watts, so it's not like 30 or 50. 30, yeah, I think, anyway. But look, they're impressive in the fact they look great, but they're more of a collectible piece in that respect. The amplifier side of it. If I was going to put an amp on something like this, I'd probably go a little bit larger. Very easy to do a low input amp with say 100 watts output very, very simply with one of these. 3 watts is a lovely bit of power to actually work with sometimes. But I reckon it was called a Mutec front end, by the way. I'm just thinking about this now. Pretty sure you'll find the claim to fame of the 290R was the Mutec front end. And by the way, Terry, I'll even wipe the dust off this one. As you can see, it's been sitting around a while. But yeah, receive, transmit, all good. I'm sure, Terry, knowing you'll have a little bit of a fiddle and calibrated. Has been sitting around a long time, but it functionally all seems to be doing what it needs to do. And I will insure it for you, mate. Absolutely no problem. That's probably not a bad idea these days with the way people throw boxes around. We pack them pretty well though, but yeah, it's still not a bad idea. All right, well, that's the FT290. Not much else to really show you. Oh, well, there is. Sorry, there's. You've got your step functions here, where obviously if you're on FM, you can get around the bands a lot faster. And where I was in 1 kilohertz before, and shows you 144 to 148 sort of going through. And this is good just to check the display as well, just to make sure that it's all doing what it should do. And generally, they tend to be pretty good. The displays, just so you know, the ones that go faulty on these, there's no rhyme or reason as to when or how, but I'll chuck it back on the 7000, the old RAD repeater, but they will get these little black tinges or black, it's like they leak, well, they do leak, and you'll get this blackness, and generally it won't kill the display so that you can't see it. It'll just be something that you'll look at and go, well, that's a bit annoying. And if I had $1 for all the black displays I've had over the years, and there was a time when you could get these displays, but now, no. The last lot of displays I got was from Bale, from the Bale lot of gear, which came from a very good friend of mine over in Merimbula. I never say that very well. And I must catch up with him, actually, because he's a great guy. And It's unbelievable. He used to live in, it's Russell, who, I won't go into too much detail, but used to live in Wangaratta, was with Police Radio Workshops, and by the time I got to know him, he was in Merimbula, which was really a pain because he's a great guy. I told him he should move back this way. So I drove all the way to Merimbula to get some bale parts, which were easily maybe 45 minutes away from me prior. I just didn't know. Anyway, that was a good trip. And going through the Kosciuszko Ranges, it was unreal, actually. And Merimbula, just a bit of a sales thing here. If you ever get a chance, go there. It's a great holiday spot. Loved every bit about it, actually. Just by the water, beautiful spot. All right, well, that's the Yaesu FT290R. Terry, I'll get this boxed up and sorted out for you. That's no probs. Comes with the original Yaesu mic with the up-down, da-da-da, sort of one that they went with, which is kind of nice. And, yeah, that should be a bit of fun for you. All right, 73s from VK5TM, Tangam, Balenga, Northeast Victoria. And we'll try and get a few more of these videos out. Apologies again, we're way behind on so much, it's not funny. I would literally have over 100 radios that I want to actually get a video on right now. There's just so much exciting stuff sitting here, and I know that sounds like a massive exaggeration, but as you guys that have been with me for so long on the channel know that there's, especially you people that have visited here, there's always a bit lying around that we've just not got to yet. Well, in this case, due to a few surgeries and being out of action a bit, there's a lot lying around, and we just need to get it hooked up. And I couldn't even tell you if half it works at the moment because it's been sitting around so long. If you sold me a radio in the last 6 months, there's a very good chance it doesn't really matter whether you said it worked or not, because it hasn't been tested. So anyway, that's okay. And look, 99% of people do the right thing. There's very rarely we get a bad one. So that's the great thing about this hobby. Good people. That's always the way. 7.3s, all the best. And and soon we'll do a bit of a video on some of the stuff that Terry does too. I want to just highlight just exactly what a genius my brother-in-law. Now, someone may say, you say he's your brother-in-law. Well, he is. Long story, previous marriage, known him for 30 years, and I just can't stop calling him my brother-in-law. I might have got divorced and he might have got divorced, but he's still my brother-in-law. So just in case some of you know the history, that's where it all comes from. And God, we found better women, that's for sure, didn't we, Terry? I'll tell you what, mate. Oh, if only someone could have warned us. All right, let's not get into that. 73s, all the best. Cheers.